Good morning, all you fabulous gamers. How's it going? It is Friday. We got some Jarl juicy spoilers yesterday. Code JCH gets you a free month of Fyendal's Premium. Highly recommend checking them out. That's what I use to find these cards that spike and drop, and as well as just use it for the videos in general. Subs 565. We're moving up. Another call out. Highly recommend watching the James White interview with Dice Commando, or the Dice Commando interview with James White. It was great. Blitz casual format stuff coming. LSS got another boost to their staff. Just all sorts of great things happening for LSS in this game. Without further ado, let's get into the market. I just wanted to throw this up here. February has all the spoilers for the Jarl deck. I did a count this morning, and the count it says on the site is 23 Majestics. And if we assume, oh no, is it going to be slow again? No! Stop! If we assume all the deck cards here, that's 15 deck cards. And then we got 4 Majestics for equipment. That leaves 4 cards left. So I'm guessing we have a deck card and equipment left. And the equipment, I'm guessing, is a shield. So watch out for that and keep that in mind with some of the upcoming things I'm going to say here. But the other thing here also, Mangle is going to be included in this deck. The axe is really good, 6 cost. The gloves are really good. You can cycle cards with it, and it's the legendary. And Frozen to Death is just super good. Just getting rid of equipment with a -1 counter on it. Awesome. Next, I want to say don't buy the Jarl Armory deck 22 days before release for a 40% markup of MSRP. These will be available in stores for a decent amount of time. Yes, it is the most popular Armory deck probably. Yes, it's a new hero. Yes, it's Ice Guardian. So there's going to be a lot of hype around this. But I think LSS knows that and will probably print more than the previous Armory decks because he is isolated to this Armory deck for the time being for the majority of his cards. So just watch out for that. I wouldn't pay $85 for this. I think it's overpriced, and if just be patient, it will come out. I'm pretty sure, and ask around the online discords and the other servers. I'm sure if your LGS doesn't carry them, you will find some probably at MSR plus shipping plus a small fee if you have to go that route. Just be cautious with this. $84 seems a bit high for me, in my opinion, even for pre-ordering. Come on. I also wanted to point out the other Armory decks. There's 3 KO ones left, $54. 11 on the market. This one has sold out a couple times. The deck cards are still pretty high. The Rainbow Foil Rough Shots and the Rainbow Foils Strength Rules all still hold a pretty good premium, as well as Savage Death's like a $25 card still. So these Armory decks are continuing to sell and do well. The Dash Armory deck is a bit above MSRP. To be expected, you have to ship, and there's TCG player fees here. Bolton is not very popular, and Azalea is doing pretty well as well. So I just want to throw those up there since we were talking about Armory decks as well. Coronet Peak, let me refresh this because these were selling crazy. This morning, up to $22. I think this is an auto-clued in Jarl. After seeing the headpiece and his weapon, you're going to want to run a lot of blues. And if you keep 3 cards in your hand, you Coronet Peak, you weapon, and you just go to town. So I think being a Blade Break 2 as well as a continued action, or sorry, you have to do this at the end of your turn. It's an action without go again. But I think Coronet Peak is still probably going to be used. It's a block 2 as well as it has a good effect. And the cold foils are gone from the market. Last sales, I can't even filter. TCG player still let me. Last sold was $80 for a cold foil, and then $48. So they're just gone. And the rainbow foil is slowly trickling up. There's about 15 copies under $30, and then it becomes $30 and $30, then $40. Yeah, so there's not much left on Coronet Peak. Oh, shoot. Dang it. TCG player. Stalagmite. Stalagmite, off of that news of the one-handed weapon that's kind of a two-handed weapon, etc., is up to $90. I do think like I said before, I still think we get another shield. Stalagmite's probably what you're going to want to play at competitive level, but a block 2 temper, give your opponent frostbite is pretty damn good. I don't think this is worth $90, even with that being said. I'd hold off, I'd wait. And there's a good chance the shield in the deck is probably going to be a power level or power level and a half below this, and you'll be fine running this at your armor, the other shield at the armory. You definitely don't want to run Rampart probably, because you want the shield to break. Just wanted to throw that out there. Command and Conquer, we pointed out earlier in the week, there was one rainbow foil at like 120, yeah, and then there was some at 130, so it spiked all the way through those to 145. Now there's 21 at 145, so it's probably going to be there a while unless somebody undercuts that. Black Tech Whispers, we mentioned the rainbow foil earlier in the week, as well as the cold foil. The rainbow foil is $33. The cold foil, however, is $90 now. Buy the rainbow foil over the cold foil at this moment. These last sales was like 66, 70, probably an average of like $50. That's really all over the place. So I'd hold off on the cold foil, let it fill back in. But the rainbow foil I still think is a pretty fair price. There isn't... Yeah, there's still a decent amount here, under $40. But we're trending towards $40 there. Construct Nitromechanoid. The rainbow foil is $26. Still think that's a pretty good deal for this card. The cold foil is, ignore this moderately played one at $30. It's basically sold out to $54. It's about a $20 jump, which there was only a couple here sold, so just watch out for that. There's also the Marvel one for this, so the cold foil is in a weird spot. Surgeon Aethertide Marvel is jumped up to $90. People like their Verdance Bling, apparently. Last sold was like $70 to $80. So it's just slow, holding that price from $70 to $90, kind of in that range. These are very hard to pull in Dynasty, as we've discussed previously. Come on. Barkskin EA is the next card. I just wanted to show this. I actually logged in last night and was looking to buy a rainbow foil Barkskin. Ended up finding this $34 cold foil Barkskin. We'll see if it shows up or it just gets canceled. Haven't heard anything on it yet. But regardless of that, a few have sold at this price at like $80, and now it is up to $90. So it's moving up a little bit as well. Balance of Justice. This one caught me off guard this morning. I don't think anybody's really running Balance of Justice other than maybe into like Dash.io kind of thing. You're drawing a lot of cards. Correct me, who's the target for Balance of Justice right now, or who's running it and why, in the comments below. The rainbow foil is $180. The cold foil is $200. If you're really going to drop that kind of cash, just buy the cold foil. It's like 2 to 3 times more rare than the rainbow foil. For $20 more, 10% increase for basically 2 to 3 times more rare. It's still catching me off. That's $180 on this. I thought we were moving to Crown of Providence or more class legendaries, so this seems interesting to me. Maybe I'm just behind the meta here on who's running this. Mangle. The unlimited rainbow foils are up to $25. There is only not even 2 playsets here, and the one playset here is at $40 a piece. This is absolutely insane. Let me update to see if there's any. Nope. Let me see. What's the first edition rainbow foil on? first edition rainbow foil. There's a few here at like $30. So that's just absolutely crazy. Jarl hype is real. Another side note on this, don't be buying the unlimited normal edition of the Mangle at this point. We know it's going to come in the deck. If you're going to buy the Jarl deck, you will get 3 copies of Mangle probably. Or maybe it's 2. So hold off on this. These are selling like hotcakes in my opinion. All the reprint cards in the other decks basically are sub $1 now. So for this to be 2 to 3 times what the other Armory decks seems silly. Iron Song Pride, the EA from Dynasty. I think people are potentially... This is sword focused and Fang is dagger focused. This is a hard pull. I find this interesting. I don't think this is really seeing play anywhere. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I like the card. I think it's really good in Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy, but not really anything else. So it's up to $30 for 2 lightly played, and then it goes to $40 for a non-mint, or near mint, sorry. So that's just moving up. What's the sales at? Sales were selling at like, oh yeah, they got down to like $12. Those were too cheap. I should have picked some up at that price. Then even selling all the way up to 20. So somebody must know something that I don't. Stab Wound. We mentioned this card earlier in the week. The Rainbow Foil is up to $10. Dagger support seems to be coming into the Hunted. Blue Block 3 seems pretty good. Mischievous Meeps. This one I found interesting, but in a red line deck, this Meeps may find a home again. $5 for the Rainbow Foil. There is one here on the market, then it goes to 10, then it goes to 12, then it goes to 14. Generic, majestic, with a decent effect. I thought this block 3. I didn't realize it blocked 2. I just pick up the normals here for basically, you can get a playset for the cost of a Rainbow Foil. Rain Razors. The Rainbow Foils are slowly trickling away. They are up to $13 a piece. There was one here at like $7, and there were a few at like 10. So it's really just kind of normalizing a little higher. Nothing crazy. Fate Foreseen, the Chinese alternate art, is trickling down. There's one here, or there's 9 here at $220, which I think is more of a fair price. I think these were selling on the private market like $200, $215, $220-ish range. Be careful on these. I've heard there is pretty predominant fakes in the market. So just keep your eyes on that and check the backs of your cards for like the trademark and the LSS tags, and make sure everything's checked out when you do buy these, if you do buy them. But $220 is about a $50 reduction from what it was been. So I just wanted to throw that out there on TCG Player. New Alluring Desire Marvel is down to, there's one here at $230 with pictures. And then there's one here at like $250, which is about $20 less than what it was trending about a week ago. I think this one was the only one on the market last week, probably for Worlds. They delisted them. $300 was a bit steep. $229 seems like a pretty fair price. Regicide Blackout. This one got up all the way to $300. Nothing really sold. It's slowly or quickly trickling down. It was up to, I think earlier in the week was like $250, $260, and now it's down to $212. None have sold over $120. I would wait for it to probably normalize if you're really interested in it. Probably like $130 to $150. It's still got a lot of room to go down though. Bloody Oval, we mentioned it earlier in the week. 65. It was like $68, so there's only one on the copy. And there's now one at $35. Last sold was about $21, so I'd still hold off on this. This is the generic common from Heavy Hitters. I just don't see the value here. Is there a rainbow foil of this? There's not a rainbow foil here, but I'd rather buy like scab skin leathers at $25, or like a cold foil weapon promo from some of the older stuff. $35 for a cold foil common from a set this year seems crazy to me. Warmonger's Diplomacy. The rainbow foil was all the way up to like 110. There was just not very many left on the market. Last sold is like 94. One here, a couple here at $80 basically, and then they go back up to 110. Just wanted to throw that out, that a $30 drop in price is something worth pointing out here if you need rainbow foil warmongers, especially considering the non-foil is like 75. So $5 more, you get a rainbow foil that's like exceedingly more rare. Codex of Bloodrot, we mentioned earlier in the week, these were up to like $30, 35 or something like that. Maybe it was 42. There's two here left at 25. And the normal is $18 for a playset. There's just not very many left on the market of this. Just crazy. This card is seeing a resurgence nearly 2 years after it came out. Gauntlets of Iron Will. The rainbow foil was up to like $45, $50. Yeah, see, just 2 days ago, one sold for $50. That's rough. There's one down, or a couple here at 40. Good pickups in my opinion. Seems like a good Guardian card. We got Guardian Mastery Pack coming up. I don't think this will run in Jarl. The other gloves are just better in my opinion. Weakest Link rainbow foil, still crazy, 120. There's one here for Japanese at 112, or there's 6 there, 2 play sets. The normal is still 70. I would pick up the normal here at 70 if you're looking for the price. $40 difference for a rainbow foil in some of these sets is pretty dramatic. But just wanted to throw that out. E-Strike Unlimited Normal, there's one here at $32. The rest are back at like 40 for near mint. Just wanted to, that seems like a pretty good deal. $8 off for one copy. Adaptive Plating is $50 for the rainbow foil. This has slowly been trickling back in since its spike with the -IO deck kind of thing. Basically, there was none on the market up to like $70 to $80. The cold foil, I think, is still, $90. -IO's using this. -IO had a pretty good showing out at Worlds. I think 2 in the top 8. And she's using this. Bright Lights Legendaries are just hard to come by. Nobody's really opening it. 0 to 60 promo. There's one here at $21. They were about $25 to $30 for a while now. Seems like a small discount, or 20-30% discount off of the next lowest. Seems like a pretty good deal if you want the 0 to 60 blue version. Thaw rainbow foil. There is a couple here, or only one. Well, there's a couple here at like $5. These were up to like $15. There weren't really any on the market. Now they kind of got refilled back in here. Next highest is at $10 for a playset. Just want to throw that out there. That seems like a pretty decent deal as well. Heart of Ice cold foil is $40. The rainbow foil is $41. Seems like a really good deal. I like this card in cold foil over the rainbow foil. It just highlights better. This, I think, is going to be a pretty good sideboard piece for the Arcane Barrier for Jarl. I think you probably run Tectonic Plating over this if you're playing it at high competitive level play, but the chess piece in the Jarl deck is actually pretty good as well. Scowling Flesh Bag, the cold foil, is at $45. Seems like a pretty good deal. I think we're going to get Savage Lands eventually in the future, so now is probably the time to start looking at your Brute pickups before the announcement. With that being said, Scabskin Letters is $25. I think that's a pretty good pickup. Rainbow Foil $34, Cold Foil $10 more for basically 2 to 3 times more rare. That's where I would put my value in. As well as the Cold Foil and Rainbow Foil differences in some of these cards that are spiking. are starting to become more dramatic. Black tech's like $90. Flick knives, I think it's like $60 or $80 as well. For the rainbow foil, it's like $25 to $30. Just saying that's too close to the rainbow foil. Doomsday, the rainbow foil is $13. This seems like a pretty good pickup in my opinion. I've seen this card at like $20 for a long time, $30. It's just been on a downtrend. Levia's not doing great, but they keep giving her support. I do think Monarch 3 will probably give her a big boost, but that's not till 2026. So maybe start looking at Shadow and Light stuff for pickups. Sin packing, it just seems to can't get much lower. It's just bottomed out. There's only 15 listings total. The rainbow foil is the cheapest on the market at, oh no, it's close. Rainbow foil is like $20. The non-foil is like $18. If you're gonna pick these up, pick up the rainbow foils, in my opinion. But there's not many left on the market here. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic Friday. Catch you next week. Fyendals, JCH, and subs. Thank you guys. Bye.